It's just training, hard training, and good pasta.
Good pasta.
Yes, good pasta, double portion. Yeah, it's magic. My help.
Your fuel.
Yes.
Your fuel.
Yeah.
How does it feel? We are very happy to see you back. I think boxing smiles when they see the name Usyk on a poster. But being here again, Oleksandr, on the big stage, how does it feel for you to be back once again?
I feel good. Listen, hi everyone. I'm very glad to be here. I'm very happy back in UK. You know, I missed a little bit. 6 months, yeah, last time. Thank you so much. Thank you, organization who do this. Thank you, Rico. Thank you, Rico team. For me, it's a challenge. A lot of people say, "Why you choose not boxer?" It's a great guy. It's a dangerous guy. You want, you know, please. One time, I wanna do what I want.
Like you said, all smiles, because what an opportunity we have to upset the world and write history. And exactly what Eddie said. Are you crazy? I think to be the very best at what you're doing, you have to be a little bit crazy. And I think that's not just me. I think that's in every vertical and every discipline. You do something, you have to be a little bit crazy and obsessed with what you're doing. And that's what I am. What I do to the point perfect. I do to perfection. In my vision, I love it, I enjoy it, I do it with so much passion, and I'm crazy excited to be here. Yeah, super thankful for the opportunity that Oleksandr Usyk is giving me. Like he said, he's doing something that he wants to do now, and he was open to the fight, he was excited about the fight, because it's something new, it's something different. We're bringing new eyeballs to combat sports in general. We're colliding two worlds together, kickboxing and boxing, to make the sport of combat even bigger. So, like I said, super thankful. For a lot of people that do not know, Jason Statham is one of the people that initiated this opportunity. So super thankful to him, and of course also His Excellency, because they were talking about it and he said, let's do it. And then first we got the opportunity to fight Anthony Joshua because of the tragic accident that got derailed. And then this opportunity came across. To be honest, like, we were the ones that put it forward. We were the ones putting it out there to the promoters, like, hey, we have an idea. What about undisputed versus undisputed? What do you think? And they said, we love it. I said, okay. So, and that's how this fight came about. And yeah, it's, like I said, it's something very special, and it's such a unique location. So it's like going back, like back in the days when we had the Rumble in the Jungle. Now we have the Glory in Giza.
I spoke to your good friend, Rico, Tom Aspinall, on the DAZN broadcast a couple of weeks ago. He's a big fan of yours and a big fan of your chances in this fight to cause Oleksandr Usyk problems.
Yeah.
What problems do you believe, stylistically, you can cause Usyk in the ring that many have tried but failed to do?
Well, of course, thank you, Tom. Appreciate you so much, my brother. And what I believe is that the puzzle of boxing, Oleksandr solves multiple times. Too many times already. And I think this is a puzzle he hasn't solved yet.
It's a fighter, you know. I feel on serious for this fight. I prepare 100% discipline, control. But 24, 23 in May, we look great fight.
And you have told us, Oleksandr, you have 3 fights left in the world of boxing, starting with Rico, then you said you wanted the winner of Wardley Dubois, and then a third fight with your friend Tyson Fury.
Eddie Di Belli.
Okay, I don't want to call him that in case you can call him that, I can't, I'm too scared. But in terms of what Tyson Fury has said recently about only being interested in facing Anthony Joshua, how does that affect the 3-fight plan for Oleksandr Usyk?
If Tyson Fury send the fight with AJ...
Usyk versus Rico is one of the most unusual heavyweight bouts fans have seen in quite some time. A boxing world champion going up against a kickboxing world champion with a title actually on the line has caught many people in the sport completely off guard. Some fighters and analysts are genuinely thrilled about the sheer scale of the event, while others seriously doubt whether this kind of crossover fight should be taking place at all. Opinions on both sides are strong and clear. Here is what several fighters and experts had to say about this one-of-a-kind matchup.
Strong opinions from different sides. Here is what a few fighters and analysts had to say about this unusual matchup.
Yeah, look, I think it was the same as kind of the rest of the boxing world. It was quite underwhelming. I even said it myself, I understand that he's kind of earned the right to do what you want, but I at least expected it to be some sort of active boxer, someone of some... Not to say I don't actually know much about Van Hoeven in terms of a kickboxer, of what his quality level is, but what I'm saying is I expected it to be someone of a decent caliber of a professional boxer. But if it's not, then...
Eddie Hall is ranking Rico above names like Oleksandr Usyk, Anthony Joshua, and Tyson Fury when it comes to the fighter he would least want to face. That single statement says a lot about how he really sees this matchup. For Eddie, it has nothing to do with championship belts or boxing records. It is purely about how truly dangerous a person feels inside an actual fight. And in his view, Rico sits right at the top of that list because of his massive size, his ability to take punishment, and the fact that he has remained at the top of his sport for so long without ever being knocked out. In boxing, holding a title for even a year or two earns a fighter instant respect. But Eddie believes Rico has been doing exactly that for well over a decade in kickboxing, and people still do not give it the same credit it deserves.
Hardest motherfucker I have ever met. You put Usyk, AJ, Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou, Alex Pereira, Conor McGregor, line them all up, right? And say, right, which one would you want to fight the least? I think this is the problem, right? Is kickboxing has not had the limelight as what boxing has, right? So when you say someone's been the heavyweight champion of the world for 1 or 2 years, like, oh, he's got to be a hard motherfucker. Rico has been the world kickboxing champion for 14 years in a fucking row. He's never once been knocked out. He is humongous. He's over, I'm going to say 125, 130 kilo, 6'5", 6'6", just a huge human being. Hands like shovels, feet like fucking Wreck-It Ralph. And I can honestly, hand on heart say, if you were to give me any man on the planet to stand and fight King Kong with, right, and give me any single man on the planet, I'd pick Rico Verhoeven, because to me, he is...
But the main point of his argument comes down to the difference in fighting styles. He points out that kickboxing is far more fast-paced, and the action never really stops. There are no breaks or pauses. The way he sees it, if Rico can carry even a portion of that energy and relentless pace into a boxing ring, it would likely throw off a lot of what Usyk does best. Not because Rico is a more technically skilled boxer, but simply because that kind of pressure and tempo would be something Usyk is not used to dealing with. That is where Eddie sees the real threat. Not a clean and polished boxing match, but a rough, high-intensity battle that plays out in a way most traditional boxers are simply not prepared for.
Put Usyk, AJ, Tyson Fury, Francis Ngannou, Alex Pereira, Conor McGregor, line them all up, right? And say, right, which one would you want to fight the least? Fucking Rico Verhoeven. He is that dangerous of a man. And with the kickboxing, and again, people just don't know this, is kickboxing is like three 3-minute rounds. The intensity is fucking insane. They are punch, kick, punch, kick, punch, kick. They're just, they're fierce. And if Rico brings that into the boxing, I think it's going to be a big surprise for Usyk. I'm not going to say he's going to win, but I think he's going to shock the world. He's got every chance to win, and I think people are massively underestimating Rico.
Simon Jordan makes it clear that Usyk himself is not motivated by money in the typical way, which actually makes the whole situation even more interesting. In his view, Usyk fights because that is simply who he is and what he does, rather than chasing big paydays. So when an opportunity like this comes along, it is less about greed and more about taking the best fight available to him at his level.
Knows him. And there will be, I think Usyk wanted to maintain more of the money as well. I think part of the reasons why they split companies, Usyk didn't want to pay him the percentage that he was getting out of the fights. And of course, the level of Usyk's purses have gotten bigger and bigger, and so all the remuneration for other people have gotten bigger and bigger. And it won't have been lost on the fighter that the scale of his purses are being reduced by X factor, that someone he thinks perhaps he could do the job himself.
Yeah.
Now, there's nothing about Usyk that, first of all, the mindset of a fighter. Is Usyk a fighter that fights for money, or is he a fighter because he fights? I think he's a fighter because he fights, and I think the sideshow is the money that he gets now, and it's part and parcel of the shtick that goes with him. So the understanding the mentality of the man, he understands the mentality of the man better than anyone else. Is there any decline in Usyk? We just saw Usyk wipe the floor with Daniel Dubois. Wipe the floor with him.
Yeah.
As good as he's ever been, if not better.
Yeah.
There's no decline in him. He's at the pinnacle of his powers. And so the only fight that I would suggest that Usyk doesn't really want to be anywhere near is probably Moses Atoma, because that potentially has a legacy.
Another key part of his view is just how highly he still rates Usyk as a fighter. He does not see Usyk as someone who is past his best and looking for easy fights, but rather as a fighter who is still performing at his absolute peak and clearly a step ahead of everyone else around him.
It's easy for him to say now, but he's a commercial man. He wasn't strategizing about the way Oleksandr Usyk fights. He was strategizing about the commercial reality of Oleksandr Usyk and who he fights to make the most opportunities.
Yeah.
So Rico Verhoeven is a sideshow. It's a bag of money that creates an outcome that's been done by many a fighter in the past, all the way back to Muhammad Ali in the 70s, who was the originator of the big purses for boxers. So if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for Oleksandr Usyk. The only caveat I have to that is I think it's a discredit if it's for the WBC belt. That's laughable. If the WBC wants to put the actual belt on the line, that's shocking. It's a complete and utter degradation of duty to the other fighters in the division.
Yeah.
At the same time as a diminishing of the value of the WBC brand. But
in his opinion, Usyk is already on a level above every other boxer right now, so this fight is not about proving anything inside the ring. It is about opportunity money and staying active when there are very few real challenges left for him. At the same time, he draws a firm line when it comes to what this fight should actually mean. He is not comfortable with the idea of real boxing stakes being attached to it, and especially not a major title. From where he stands, that crosses into territory that genuinely harms the sport, because it takes a matchup that is already questionable in terms of competition and gives it an official status that it simply does not deserve.
For me to sit here and say, oh, I'm going to do this, going to do that, I'm not an idiot. You know, been in boxing too long, but he'll give a good account of himself. And he's not coming to lose, he's coming to win. And he believes he can. So my job is to get him to do stuff to see if he can bridge that gap. But there's a big bridge and there's a big step. So we're going to do our best anyway, but there's no pressure. I'm happy to be there. Beautiful event. I want to see the pyramids. So I'm going to enjoy the event. And that's how life should be. Enjoy the experience.
I was going to say, this must be one of the biggest fights you've ever been involved in, on that stage, and, against Oleksandr Usyk, the great Usyk. Did you ever think you'd come up against him?
To be honest, no, I don't know what tomorrow holds. I'll leave it in God's hands. I don't really care what's happening tomorrow. I don't look at it like that. I don't train the fighters in the gym and think, oh, I want to get here, I want to get there. I just want the fighters to do the best they can do. But
the excitement does not stop here, so stay connected with Punchism by hitting that subscribe button and turning on the notification bell. There is plenty more great content waiting for you on the channel. Until next time, keep your hands up and stay safe.